Hello friends, welcome to Suresh Agarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts. Yet another video very important for all the class 6 students, and obviously this concept of highest common factor is used in all subsequent classes. So if you are not comfortable with this concept, many other higher concepts of mathematics are going to suffer. And if you are preparing for any government exam, then this concept, you need to pay a lot of attention to this video and follow whatever I tell you in this particular video. This topic is the problem of highest common factor, in which I'll be discussing some very important problems and watch the entire video to learn something very useful. Also, if you want to practice the concept which I am discussing you in this with you in this video, then you can click the link given in the description box below. I have put the link in the description box of the detailed practice PDF which contains 60 practice questions based on this important concept. You're not going to find a better collection of these type of questions anywhere on the internet or anywhere in the print form in any book. Such a huge compilation of questions of each and every concept. So if you are in class 6th, class 7th, you need to practice all these questions in order to ensure that you are well prepared for your final exams. And for competitions, you need to get a copy of all these things and practice all those. And also, we have the best offers going on the ebook of short tricks. So many people have taken advantage of the offers. The reasoning course, CBSE practice worksheets, which I was talking about. If you want to get a copy of all these and you are ready to upskill yourself in the coming summer vacation, we all look for hobby courses, right? Make it your hobby. The short tricks are for you. WhatsApp 9896369963 if you want to grab a copy of those practice worksheets, the short tricks, the reasoning course, and whatnot. You can see and visit www.sureshagarwal.in also if you want to purchase those. So look for the link in the description also. Let's see the questions in hand. The highest common factor, right? The first basic method which the students are taught at school level is the prime factorization method. And prime factorization forms the base of so many things. So that's why I'm taking up two problems of prime factorization. Then I'll move on to some statement problems. See the first one, 16 and 28. We need to find the highest common factor, right? So do you know what are the factors of 16? The factors of 16, either you can list down all the factors or you can make the prime factors, because the method is called prime factorization. So I'm going to represent 16 as a product of primes. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's 16, and 28 is 2 times 2 times 7. That's pretty obvious, right? And what are the common factors now? This 2 and this 2. These are the only two common factors because the others are not common, and therefore the highest common factor of 16 and 28 is 2 times 2. You have to take only the common factors between the prime factorization which you have done. That's pretty easy, right? Second, 18 and 30. 18 is 2 times 3 times 3, that's 18, and 30 is 2 times 3 times 5. So what do you think is the common factor here? 2 is a common factor, 3 is a common factor, rest of it is not a common factor, and therefore the highest common factor is 2 times 3, which is 6. So having understood this method of prime factorization, which is very elementary, we can apply this to solve some statement problems. Let's see this one. Two tankers contain 520 liters and 920 liters of oil. Find the maximum capacity of a container which can measure the oil of both the tankers when used an exact number of times. Now that's very important. When used an exact number of times. So that container which we are talking about can measure 520 liters if you use it exact number of times, like 10 times or 12 times or 15 times. And the same container can be used to measure 920 liters also exactly, right? So obviously the container which you will be using to measure 520 liters and 920 liters cannot have a capacity more than 920 liters, right? It has to be smaller than that. Only then you can use it to measure 920 liters. And whenever your answer is smaller than the given numbers, then it is a problem of highest common factor. Now this is where many of the students, they fumble. They fail to interpret the question in terms of whether to use the LCM or to use the HCF. So if you are still struggling with this, then the thing which I told you just now is really, really important. Okay, 520 liters and 920 liters. So we need to find the capacity of a container which can measure these two exactly. So I told you we have to find the HCF. And how about 520 and 920? Can you see an obvious common factor there? You have a zero in both the numbers, right? So 10 is obviously a common factor. And then you just need to find the HCF of 52 and 92. And 52 is 2 into 26, or I can make factors for you. 2 into 26 is 2 into 13, and 92 is 2 into 46. So 2 into 2 into 23. There we go. We have the factors. So what are the common factors? 2 times 2. That's the common factor. And there was an obvious common factor 10, right? So what is the highest common factor? The highest common factor is 10 times 2 times 2, which is 40. And therefore, the capacity of the container which can measure the oil of both the tankers when used the exact number of times is 40 liters. So 40 liters, 40 liters, 40 liters, keep on measuring. You will be able to measure 520 liters and you will be able to measure 920 liters. That's how it has to be done. Now look at this question where they have given you three numbers 129, 205 and 353, and you have to find the greatest number which divides these three numbers, leaving some remainders. Very important question for quantitative aptitude exams. And class 6 students, you need to be very sure that you can solve all such questions. So watch this carefully. See, if we are trying to find a divisor, that means a number which divides these three. The divisor is always less than the numbers, right? It cannot be greater than the number. The divisor is never greater than the number. So if you are finding something which is less than the numbers, then it is a problem of HCF. So the identification is really important. How do you identify whether this is a question of HCF? Now, we have a remainder 3 here, remainder 7 here, and a remainder 11 here. So let's get rid of the remainders first. So if you subtract the remainder from 129, you are going to get the number 126. If you subtract the remainder 7 from 205, you are going to get 198. And if you subtract the remainder 11 from 353, you are going to get 342. Now our HCF of these three numbers will be the final answer because we have already removed the remainders, and the divisor is now going to divide all these three numbers exactly. Now, how do you find the HCF of these three numbers? See, for me, when I have three numbers, if you are a class 6 student, now you can go for the prime factorization method, which I discussed in the first question in this very video, right? So that's what you are going to do. Use prime factorization and then solve it. But if you are preparing for competitions, then you can use a short trick. So I'll be telling you the short trick because the prime factorization method I have already discussed in this video. So 126, 198 and 342. What is the difference between 198 and 126? That's 72. Yeah, 72. And what about the difference between 342 and 198? It's going to be like 144. It's very much larger than 72. And the difference between 342 and 126 is even more larger. So I just want the minimum difference between the two numbers. And the minimum difference is 72. Now what will I do? I'll break this 72 into its prime factors. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times, this is 16, 8, I think 8, 9 times. So 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. These are the prime factors of 72. Now I'll take them one by one. Does this 3 divide 126, 198 and 342? Yes, it does. So I'll have 63, I'll have 99 and I'll have 171. Fine. Now look at the second other factor now, 2. Does it divide these three numbers now, 63, 99 and 171? It doesn't because they are odd numbers. So I'll cancel this 2. Another 2, obviously it doesn't divide all the 3 numbers. How about 3? Yes, it divides all the 3 numbers. So if I divide 63 by 3, I'm going to get 21. I'll get 33 here and I'll get 57 here. And what about the last 3? Does it divide these 3 numbers, 21, 33 and 57? Yes, it does. 7 times, 11 times and 19 times. So another tick. So how many ticks I have? 2, 3 and 3. And therefore my answer for the question is 2 times 3 times 3, and that is 18. So 18 is the largest number which divides these 3 numbers 129, 205 and 353, leaving remainders 3, 7 and 11 respectively. See, I use the minimum difference method, and this is something very special and exclusive on this channel which you are witnessing here. And it's my advice to all the class 6 students and all those preparing for competitions: don't leave these type of questions. Prepare thoroughly, and for preparing thoroughly you need to practice the practice questions which I have given. 60 practice questions based on these concepts discussed in the video, in the practice PDF, the link of which I have put in the description box below. So friends, if you like this video, do share it with all the school students. Do subscribe the channel and click the bell shaped icon for getting all the notifications. Thanks for watching this, and all the best.